Hi guys, this is Tina Shelton, your leadership coach and human capital consultant. My goal is to build better leaders for the next generation to come. So join me as we develop our most empowered self. So last time I reacted on the video of former President Barack Obama on his address to the class of 2020. That is a leader coming from the public sector. Today, this video is about the reaction of an enterprise leader. An enterprise leader whose deep passion for technology, the different insights as lessons learned for his life and as advice to the class of 2020. Let's watch this.
Hello everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2020. So let me skip right to the end and tell you what happens. You will prevail. That's not really the end of the speech, so don't get too excited. The reason I know you'll prevail is because so many others have done it before you. 100 years ago, the class of 1920 graduated into the end of a deadly pandemic. 50 years ago, the class of 1970 graduated in the midst of Vietnam War. And nearly 20 years ago, the class of 2001 graduated just months before 9/11. There are notable examples like this. They had to overcome new challenges, and in all cases, they prevailed. The long arc of history tells us we have every reason to be hopeful. So, be hopeful. There is an interesting trend I've noticed. It's very conventional for every generation to underestimate the potential of the following one. It's because they don't realize that the progress of one generation becomes the foundational premise for the next. And it takes a new set of people to come along and realize all the possibilities. I grew up without much access to technology. We didn't get our first telephone till I was 10. I didn't have regular access to a computer until I came to America for graduate school. Under television, when we finally got one, only had one channel. So imagine how awestruck I am today to be speaking to you on a platform that has millions of channels. By contrast, you grew up with computers of all shapes and sizes. The ability to ask a computer anything, anywhere, the very thing I've spent my last decade working on, is not amazing to you. That's okay. It doesn't make me feel bad. It makes me hopeful. There are probably things about technology that frustrate you and make you impatient. Don't lose that impatience. It'll create the next technology revolution and enable you to build things my generation could never dream of. You may be just as frustrated by my generation's approach to climate change or education. Be impatient. It'll create the progress the world needs. You will make the world better in your own way, even if you don't know exactly how. The important
I like his thought on learn how to be patient, but also be impatient so that it agitates you and the future generation to make this world a little better. It's channeling the energy of impatience into something positive.
thing is to be open-minded so that you can find what you love. For me, it was technology. The more access my family had to technology, the better our lives got. So when I graduated, I knew I wanted to do something to bring technology to as many others as possible. At the time, I thought I could achieve this by building better semiconductors. I mean, what could be more exciting than that? My father spent the equivalent of a year's salary on my plane ticket to the US so I could attend Stanford. It was my first time ever on a plane. But when I eventually landed in California, things weren't as I had imagined. America was expensive. A phone call back home was more than $2 a minute. And a backpack cost the same as my dad's monthly salary in India.
Oh my God.
And for all the talk about the warm California beaches, that water was freezing cold. On top of all that, I missed my family, my friends, and my girlfriend, now my wife, back in India. A bright spot for me during this time was computing. For the first time in my life, I could use a computer whenever I wanted to. Completely blew my mind. And at that same moment, the internet was literally being built all.
He actually used the difficulty he experienced back when he was still young, the difficulty of their family. He was able to build on this and become better as a leader. And look at where he is right now.
Around me. The year I arrived at Stanford was the same year the browser Mosaic was released, which would popularize the World Wide Web and the internet. The summer I left was the same summer that a graduate student named Sergey Brin met a prospective engineering student named Larry Page. These two moments would profoundly shape the rest of my life. But at the time, I didn't know it. It took me a while to realize that the internet would be the single best way to make technology accessible to more people. And as soon as I did, I changed course and decided to pursue my dreams at Google.
Guys, this person is not a digital native such as you guys are, but he was able to build from little knowledge, open mindedness, and a vision for his future and build his success from there. Imagine the power that you have because you guys are digital natives. This guy's a digital migrant.
Inspired by the wonder that first browser created in me, I led the effort to launch one called Chrome in 2009 and drove the effort to help Google develop affordable laptops and phones so that a student growing up in any neighborhood or village in any part of the world could have the same access to information as all of you. Had I stayed the course in graduate school, I'd probably have a PhD today, which would have made my parents really proud. But I might have missed the opportunity to bring the benefits of technology to so many others. And I certainly wouldn't be standing here speaking to you.
That was a decision point in his life to go to and pursue a PhD or grab that opportunity to make a difference through technology. And he took this path. And look at how he had contributed to the growth and information knowledge of so many people around the world.
As Google CEO. Believe me when I say I saw none of this coming when I first touched down in the state of California 27 years ago. The only thing that got me from there to here, other than luck, was a deep passion for technology and an open mind. So take the time to find the thing that excites you more than anything else in the world. Not the thing your parents want you to do, or the thing that all your friends are doing, or that society expects of you. I know you're getting a lot of advice today, so let me leave you with mine. Be open, be impatient, be hopeful.
And be hopeful.
If you can do that, history will remember the class of 2020, not for what you lost, but for what you changed. You have the chance to change everything. I'm optimistic you will. Thank you.
Resounding to me, actually, is what he said. Class of 2020, despite the fact that you graduated amidst pandemic, you will prevail. History have proven it. 1920, SARS and a different pandemic. 1970, the Vietnam War. 2001, the 911 incident in the United States. We really have the capability to be resilient. That's why, first things first, what our CEO said to us is, you will prevail. Three important things in his reminder to you. First, be hopeful. You guys are the digital natives. No? You were born with technology, grew up around technology. And therefore, this is something that you will be able to transcend with the help of technology. Each and every generation becomes better every year. You are the latest generation of graduates that we have, and you are a lot better than your predecessors. Second, be impatient. but impatience put in the right perspective. Be impatient, but keep that open mind about things and about possibilities. Be impatient about progress because that impatience will trigger you. That impatience for a better world will motivate you, inspire you to seek for something better for the majority. The third one is actually have that deep passion and follow that deep passion for something. Just like what our CEO said, he actually encountered a crossroad in his life, a decision point. Will he pursue graduate schooling or will he pursue and grab that opportunity to create something better for the world, i.e., Google Chrome? And look at where Google Chrome is now. How it has benefited not only him, but the world, the entire users of this internet, you and me included. And thus, what we're saying is look at where he is now and the value that he is able to provide the entire world. Have that deep passion and follow that passion. So, in summary, given the 2020 pandemic, do not focus on what you've lost, what you have remissed. Do not focus on the delays. They're not derailments. They're not derailments in your plans and in your life. Focus on the change that you can steer so that you can create a better future, not only for yourselves, but for the next generation to come. Hope you picked up something today.